Since this is my first review, I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to do the plot, the characters, the routes, the secrets and menu options, and how many endings there are. There'll be very, very minor spoilers in this particular review, so if you're planning on going in blind, I would stop watching this now. Amnesia Memories is an otome about following the protagonist on our journeys. The game opens up with a weird land with a fairy named Orion who explains he accidentally merged with her, removing all of her memories. Depending on the world you choose, dictates what route you are in. That's about the main plot, and all the different routes have their own different plots. I'll get into those later. Each route takes about roughly 4 to 6 hours to complete, by the way. The protagonist hardly ever speaks, so there's not really much to go off of. She's pretty basic as far as otome leads go, and her personality is dictated by the things the player chooses for her to say or do, so she's not really that special as a character. Orion throughout the entire game is trying to help you recover your memories. He's always kind no matter what you say or do, and he's always looking out for the protagonist. Since he's linked to the protagonist, he can feel everything she feels, and he hovers above her. Only the protagonist can communicate face-to-face with him. Shin is the emo tsundere guy in this game, but unlike in most otome games, he has a backstory which explains why he's actually like this. Shin is a childhood friend of yours, and you're very, very close to him, and he'll always try to help you throughout the game. Toma is kinda like your older brother. He's very friendly and very protective of the protagonist. He's also your childhood friend, but he doesn't get along with Shin very well. In the game, it's shown that Toma just wants to protect you, no matter what the cost. In this game, Kent is the smart yet cold stereotype. He's known for being very fluent in mathematics, and he's just a genius overall. His family are just like him, being very good at math and science and other stuff like that. Throughout the game, the protagonist does help him open up a little bit, which is just great for his character development overall. Iki, when not surrounded by his horde of fangirls, is a pretty nice guy. He's very, very flirty, but he's also really mysterious. As mentioned, he has many, many fangirls, including Mine and Rika, who I'll get to in just a second. Sawa is your best female friend of the game, and it's implied that you spend a lot of time together. She never betrays you or ever tries to hurt you, which is great for a minor character like this. Mine is another one of the girls you work with, but unlike Sawa, Mine in certain routes will actually try to distract you from the main objective, or sometimes even try to harm you in certain bad endings. Waka is the manager of the maid cafe that you work at. Depending on what route you go into, will determine his personality. He's either really, really quiet, really strong, flamboyant, nice, or just in some routes he's just somewhat more normal. In Amnesia, there are 4 main routes and 1 secret one. The main routes are Shin, which is the Heart World, Toma in the Diamond World, Kent in the Clover World, and Iki in the Spades World. Since this is a spoiler-free review, I can't really go into detail about the secret route or give away any of the major plot points, but I'll give you a basic idea of what's in the other 4 routes. In Shin's route, you wake up in a hospital with no memory of why you're there. Shin enters and tries to take you home. Shin's very mysterious and doesn't tell you exactly how you lost your memory, but he does blame himself, and you don't really know why. The main goal of this route is to try to solve how you lost your memory while getting closer to Shin. In Toma's route, you're in the middle of a high-action situation and end up fainting almost immediately. When you wake up, once again you're in a hospital. Toma is there and he'll visit you for the next few days, and then you'll finally leave with him. After an encounter with a strange man, it'll seem that the world is out to kill you. There's no really main objective of this other than working towards getting closer to Toma and recovering your memory, obviously. In Kent's route, you first wake up in your room. While going through your things, you find a phone and the only text are things like good morning and good night from a guy named Kent. The most recent text is to meet him at the maid cafe where you work, and he sounded pretty serious. The main goal of this route is to help Kent open up a little bit more and learn how you got into this world. In Iki's route, you immediately wake up in your room and receive a text to meet someone outside. The protagonist and Orion are very unsure, but you check outside and see a man surrounded by girls. You assume he's famous and head back inside. Later, that same man comes to your door and apologizes for being late. You piece together that man is Iki, and you're apparently going out with him? The main goal is to avoid Iki's fan club while getting closer to him, and also by figuring out why he has so many fangirls in the first place. Since as previously mentioned, I can't really go into detail about the secret route, but I will say the way you get it is by getting a good ending in the other 4 routes. When you complete a route, you unlock memories of that certain character, which you get into the main menu. Most of the secrets or major reveals are in the secret route, so once again, I can't really go into detail about it. Instead of talking about secrets, I'll just talk about one other menu option. There are many games in the menu, such as rock, paper, scissors, and air hockey. I'm not really too sure why they made this choice. You never play either of these games in any of the routes, so I'm really not sure why they chose to put these in here. The other main feature is the CGs. There are tons of CGs in this game. There are over 30 CGs for each character and over 40 in the secret route. There's also a common CG area where group photos and locations and friends like Sawa and Mine will be. The only way to get every single CG in the game is to get every single ending, which brings me to... Just remember that there's no spoilers. I'm not going into detail about the endings, I'm just talking about how many there are and how to get them. There are actually pretty decent amount of endings in this game. Shin, Toma, and Ken's have 1 good end, 1 normal end, and 2 bad endings. Iki's route have 1 good end, 1 normal end, and 3 bad endings. And the secret route has 1 good end, 1 normal end, and 7 bad endings. There are 26 endings overall in this game. The one complaint that I do have, there's no skip button. If you want to go for all the endings, you'll need to spam the left click to get further in the story. If you plan to do all the endings in one day, I recommend you take an energy drink, and while you're completing the first route, take as many sips as possible to prepare yourself for what's coming. Another thing I want to add is that the normal endings are oftentimes a lot more sad than the bad endings. The bad endings usually end in a death, and normal endings usually end in you saying goodbye to a loved character. My final thoughts is that I, along with many other people, absolutely love this game. It is one of, if not the best otome games on Steam, and I wish it had more games in English. And I know Robotic Nacho wants an Orion route, so I'll mention that just for you. My final rating for this game is a solid 9 out of 10. My only issue is the skip button feature that's missing, but other than that, I absolutely love the characters and I love the game so much. The game is a little bit expensive, but the amount of content that's in it makes the price totally worth it. As always, thank you to everyone who's gotten this far in the video. That's all I got for today. Bye.